Okay, hi, James Jones from MPICT in San Francisco for our 2012 ICT Educator Conference. And I'm here with Dave Nelson from VMware and Rich Weeks from NDG. Hi guys, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us, James.
Our pleasure.
So Dave, tell us a little bit about VMware. What is VMware?
Well, VMware is a company that is now in its 12th year. And what the company is all about, how it got started, was to virtualize the world. And the reason for it was that if you go into the back room of many large companies, you'll find that the servers in the back room are being utilized 10 or 15% of their capacity. So what we have done is we have put a layer of abstraction between the hardware and the operating system, and then we can have many, many operating systems, virtual machines sitting on top of that. What that does is it gives you advantages in terms of the economy, so that you can have as many as 10 or 40 to 1 in terms of the reduction in the number of servers that you need. And then there's also the aspect of being able to share between different servers so that you can move the resources from one place to another. And if you think about it, that becomes the genesis of cloud computing. And so now we can, within an institution, they can have the servers providing the necessary compute power and memory and disk and all of that sort of thing for the various applications, moving the resources around as necessary, but then also moving things to an external cloud. So we have kind of a hybrid cloud solution that the company now offers.
Okay, so virtualization is hot. VMware is a leader in the virtualization space. Virtualization is hot because it allows for more efficient operations. You don't have to have as much physical hardware in use, space for that, cooling, power. So it's a positive green story. It's a positive just operating expense story. And in this rotten economy, everybody's looking at that. But then this virtualization really kind of tips business models when it comes to being a cloud-based service provider, because your costs of operation are so much lower. You can serve lots of different customers and different applications with a more limited physical infrastructure, and that makes for a good business model as a cloud-based service provider.
Yes, it does. And what it really does for people is that enterprises in the past always had to have enough infrastructure to serve their peak needs. So, and that may be the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the year, what have you. And now with the advent of being able to extend their own infrastructure into the cloud, that extra resource is provided to them as a service, as opposed to having to have that as something that is within the physical enterprise itself.
Cool. So this virtualization technology is a game changer, and it's in high demand. It's being adopted widely. But to implement it successfully, you need a workforce that knows how to do this stuff. And for your customers, you can train them. But for people who are not yet employed, how do they get these skills? How do they learn this stuff? And I guess VMware works with public educational institutions through your role in order to accomplish that.
Indeed. I have the responsibility for the VMware IT Academy as well as the academic program, and I have the best job in all of the world, because I get to share our technology and resources, and more importantly, our intellectual property as it pertains to our software as well as our curriculum with schools around the world. And we do this at essentially no cost, so that it's advantaging the school, makes it more affordable for the students. And what we get out of it is a workforce. Once the individuals come into the workforce, they have not only their academic degree, but they also have an industry-recognized professional certification that makes them more employable. And therefore, it also makes it possible for us to be able to sell our products to commercial enterprises, because now there are people in the labor pool that understand it and can gainfully be employed with it.
Yeah. And I guess the pace of innovation in this virtualization space is really, really quick. Like, this stuff changes, it evolves really, really fast, faster than most educators could keep up with.
It does, but we have a couple of things that work in our favor. One is that we have a very, very good partner in NDG that absolutely keeps pace with us in terms of providing the schools with the necessary virtual infrastructure to allow them to be able to teach in a timely fashion. But the other thing that we do is recognizing that that schools can't say, okay, next month we're going to stop teaching this and we're going to start teaching that. What we do is we keep our curriculum available, the previous version and a lot of times the version before that, and always we'll give schools at least a year's notice. Whereas in the commercial world, we can say, okay, next month we can change everything on you. So we've just this last fall released the latest version of the operating system, which is known as vSphere 5. And so that is a tremendous enabler of cloud computing, really takes it to the next level. And NDG stepped up to the plate and has now all of the resources available to the schools that supports that, as well as the former infrastructure.
Great. Well, let's learn more about that. So Rich Weeks, president of NDG. What is NDG?
NDG stands for Network Development Group. And what we do is we provide software that enables academic institutions to host their computing resources, so students can pretty much be anywhere on the internet to take a course from that academic institution.
So you make real physical equipment accessible remotely through the internet.
Yeah, that's correct. So what we enable academic institutions to do is basically take a few servers, like hardware, and Cisco devices, and then timeshare that so that they can scale that to their students to teach an IT course. And they could also collaborate with a sister campus or another college if they needed to.
Okay. And so you guys are now working together to provide remote access solutions to virtualization labs so that students can learn VMware technology from anywhere.
That is correct. And another thing that's happened this year is we now offer ebooks. So it's possible for instructors and students. Before, what happened is that the bookstore would order the books and they would be hard copy books. They still have that opportunity, but we offer ebooks, and the ebooks can be purchased by instructors and by students automatically over the internet, so that the students now have the opportunity of getting the just in time the ebooks that'll run on up to 3 devices and all that kind of stuff, and you have all of the editing capability that you have with a physical book. You can bookmark, you can highlight, you can annotate, and so on and so forth. So there's basically everything has become virtual now.
Yeah. I love the idea of leveraging technology to improve how we teach technology. It's sort of walking the walk. And this is a really cool solution that you've got. And I guess it all is kind of an ecosystem, right? So with virtualization technology, you can make better use of the hardware that you provide remote access to. So it all sort of is a virtuous circle.
Yeah, I would agree. For example, traditionally what we enabled was Cisco networking academies to share routers, switches, firewalls for Cisco training, for Cisco courses. Now with our partnership with VMware, we're not only enabling those networking and security courses that were associated with Cisco Networking Academy, we're enabling students to get their VMware Certified Professional. You can also use the same infrastructure to support EMC storage course, the information storage management course. And we're even seeing cases where schools are running cybersecurity competitions using the same environment. So it's really creating a horizontal access model where a school could teach, networking, virtualization, storage, and security in the same platform.
So EMC is VMware's parent company, right?
That
this
is
is
correct.
a case where the child took something back to the parent, and the parent
Yes.
benefited.
There has been a collaboration from the very beginning of the VMware IT Academy and the Academic Alliance with EMC, and then a little bit later, then the collaboration with the Cisco Networking Academy. So we've got all of these entities working together to provide the necessary foundation then for students to acquire the knowledge that they need in order to participate in the economy that is brought about by cloud computing.
So virtualization is hot. It's being implemented by all kinds of organizations. It's being implemented hugely by cloud-based service providers. For those implementations to be successful, we need an appropriately skilled workforce. We don't have it today. VMware is a leader in the virtualization space. VMware is trying to work with public education to develop that workforce. You offer resources, you keep those up to date. You've partnered with NDG to make these lab experiences highly leveraged, more efficient than they've ever been before. That's cool. That's exciting. And so say somebody wants to learn more, how do they?
If someone wants to learn about the academic program or the VMware IT Academy, if they would go to VMware.com, and if they mouse over partners, what will happen is it'll drop down and you'll see education is one of our partners. And the academic program and the VMware IT Academy program are listed there, and you simply click on it and it'll take you there. And I'm always accessible. It's Dave Nelson at VMware.com. So you can send me email and I can give you the pointers. And Rich and I have done a number of videos together to present and explain and demonstrate how all of this stuff fits together.
Super cool. Well, thanks for sharing this story with us and for being here in San Francisco.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.